Nikola Jokic rising up like the Undertaker. After he won the MVP award announced when they lost game 2. Mm-hmm. Right? Remember, he was just like, hey, I'm the MVP for a third time. Ooh. Pew, 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 pew. And then the Nuggets fall into an 0-2 hole. And then all holy heck breaks loose on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I mean, they blew out the Nuggets without Rudy Gobert to go up 2-0. And that's when everybody was saying, hey, look out. It's the Thunder and the Timberwolves world. The youth is going to be served. And not so much. 3 straight dominating performances for the Nuggets, led by the 3-time MVP who got his award last night prior to tip-off. Adam Silver was in Denver last night to award him that. 112-97 is the final. He collects his 3rd MVP award and then goes out and drops 40 on the Minnesota Timberwolves with 13 assists, 7 rebounds, no turnovers, 15 of 22 from the field. And the photograph that you see here is him launching one of his 8 successful field goal attempts out of 9 with Rudy Gobert as his prime defender. And Rudy Gobert was just named Defensive Player of the Year for the 4th time of his career.
4th.
And Jokic actually went up and dunked the ball, and he was doing all his behind the back, no look, one-legged jumper sort of
hook shot
stuff. He was really putting on the absolute Cirque du Soleil type show. And
he was in his bag, as the kids say, Rich.
He was in his bag after the game as well, having quite a bit of fun, doing Jokic things at the microphone as well, talking about all of his sort of bag.
Nikola, in game 3, you had the dunk over Anthony Edwards. Tonight, you drove, kind of put it behind your head. Where's that coming from? And is that a product of all of Minnesota's rim protection? Do you feel like you need to finish with more authority when you have the chance?
I mean, I had open lane, and just, I'm a freak of nature, and why not to show my athleticism?
He knows how ridiculous it is as he's saying it.
It's great.
I'm a freak of nature.
Do you think, I saw this theory kind of floating around Twitter last night. Do you think it's possible that they just didn't take the Lakers seriously, didn't take the Wolves serious the first 2 games, and now they're like, oh, we need to start playing?
I don't know what it is. Maybe it is just the heart of a champion. I don't know. It's a long slog of an 82-game season, and they made the playoffs, and they needed Murray to beat the Lakers at the buzzer twice, and just I don't think they didn't take it seriously. I just think maybe they're just like they're in a prize fight where they got hit in the mouth, or this is their first ever title defense. They're potentially learning what it takes. I don't know, but you look at this and you have to wonder, do your Celtics have enough to beat them without Porzingis? They're going to have to get Porzingis back in order to vanquish this team. And clearly the Nuggets aren't going to be like in any way, shape, or form spooked by going into TD Garden, where the Celtics are more beatable, it does appear, in these playoffs.
Just an average team
so far.
Yeah.
And whereas the Celtics thought maybe the field was cleared for them by the injury bug of many of their opponents, including one that could be a future opponent for them, with the Knicks now 1 win away from making the Eastern Conference Finals. Or the Timberwolves would clear the field of the Nuggets, and they still can. They still can. But the Nuggets are the defending champs. They're playing like it. And here's a stat about Jokic. This is just saying it all. Because, again, he's 7 foot, 3-time MVP center who's throwing in threes and also running breaks, running the offense. And not just, from the blocks. He's running the offense from the top of the key, from the top of the 3-point arc.
9 assists on the season.
He's only the second player in playoff history to have 10 or more assists and no turnovers in a playoff game. The other is Chris Paul, who I can look it up for you, doesn't play center. You know what I mean? Like, Chris Paul is one of the names that mention you as naming some of the best point guards of his generation. Go. Eventually you'll get to Chris Paul.
Yep.
Jokic is in that category. It's crazy. It's unstoppable. The 4-time Defensive Player of the Year is getting beclowned. So it's the Timberwolves needing to defend their home court next. And, hey, it's on Anthony Edwards, right? Let's see, young Squire, what you got. This is what he had to say about Jokic.
I just laugh. That's all I can do. I mean, I can't be mad because he good, man. I think I said that after game 1 when we won and game 2. Like, he the MVP. He's the best player in the NBA. And he showed it the last 3 games in a row. And, tonight, he was special tonight. I got to give him his flowers. It was, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what we were supposed to. Yeah, he was that guy tonight.
Got to give him his flowers.
That's super honest reaction to what we all kind of witnessed last night.
How do you not laugh when he's doing this stuff? You're just like, okay, that's just, no one else does it. And the Nuggets have him, and he's blossomed into it. My favorite soundbite of the night is from Coach Michael Malone, who's talked about his basketball IQ, that he's brilliant. He said he belongs in Mensa. But he probably thinks that Jokic doesn't know what Mensa is.
I would say 100% doesn't know what that is. That a type of food I can feed my horses? Like, what is it?
So, again, we're not going to treat this like the NFL. We're just not going to do it and say this is over. The series is over. The Nuggets are the winners of the NBA Finals. That's a big step. It's a large step. I think either, if they do finish off the Timberwolves, I think, the Thunder or the Mavs would have their hands quite full. And then we'll see who it is in the East. But that was something else, man. And you got to give the Nuggets their flowers. Just one more time here for the people in the back. Just because they're not from a coast, they're not from a big city, just because they don't have a guy who's in a million commercials being the MVP face of this team. I mean, it's a guy from Europe and a guy from Canada hooking up with Aaron Gordon, right? That's basically what you got right now as the big 3 for this team. You could say with
Gordon's had a great playoffs.
He had another double-double last night, 18 and 10 for him. So, and just because they're not all over all these commercials doesn't mean that they're not, like the new version of your Warriors from out west. That's what it is right now. Yeah, they're putting on a show, and they're trying to finish off the Minnesota Timberwolves, whose defense is not enough. Best defensive team with the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year is not enough for Jokic. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.